Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is my sort of discussion, my Blau discussion, following up my previous deck profile, which was on these magnificent people. I'm gonna talk about first off why I play the deck, what I really enjoy about it, explain a couple of the choices, then I'll go into a couple of the choices I made. For example, why I don't play Galaxy, which a few people might be like, what? Because I know back in the day when I built the deck, a few people were like, what? But Galaxy's so good. And it's like, yeah, Galaxy's awesome, but you'll see why. And then I just kind of want to show the combo, one of the combos that this deck can do, like multiple times a game, which is why it's so good. And then I'll do like a couple of final thoughts. I do apologize if I start ranting in this. I really, really love this deck. I really do. And this sub-clan is... like the only sub-clan I love more than Blau's is Eradicators. So yeah. Second favorite sub-clan. Top 5 deck for me. Yeah. So... why I love this deck is it feels very unique to itself. I know it's a Nova Grappler deck, and like all Nova Grappler decks, it restands stuff, and because that's what Nova Grappler does. But it feels to me like it does it in its own way. Like it's not just hashing on Victor or something like that. It's very Vanguard centric, unlike the rest, which are more Rearguard centric. And it does it in a very Rearguard-friendly way, which is so weird to me, because I feel like a Vanguard-centered deck is sort of meh on the Rearguard front, and kind of a little vice versa, except for Victors, who sort of hit this amazing center point of awesomeness. Okay, so like straight away, you get what I'm talking about with Stern. Stern is when he hits, you counterblast 2, discard 2, stand him and his booster, this whole column, and he loses Twin Drive. That is like... this is like a 7.5-year-old card. God damn. So you can see straight away what I mean. In the next set with Blau's, you had these guys. Mond and Galaxy. Now, Galaxy is a literal rehash of Stern. Same skill, except any front row unit can hit with Blau and he doesn't lose Twin Drive. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. The column stands for the same cost. But you put him over Mond, so that when he attacks twice in a turn, if he hits, you restand your board twice. Oh, Break Ride. I miss Break Ride. So nostalgic. It was like the best era, one of the best. And the artwork just got better. Oh, there's some of the most beautiful cards in the game. I love this. So, you know, amazing source. And then you have Merca, which was like the first downgrade. You know, the art is still really nice. It's not as good. And, you know, when he attacks, you counterblast 2 Blaus and stand your front row rearguards with Blau in them. So he kind of lost a bit. You didn't play it. He was the next in the line that came out. He came out with a Fighters Collection, but, you know, when the Fighters Collection wasn't that good. So, eh. Then you have Volmond, which was the second Mond, which, when it was announced, I was hyped as hell, because I thought, oh my god, what sort of skills is it going to have? Is it going to be a Volmond that works on the Break Ride? Is it going to be like that sort of crap? No, it's a new Break Ride. That's not as good. That's like a serious step down. It doesn't restand anything. So I didn't love this one, but the artwork is still so good. Then you had this. Then you had Son, which was cool. You know, you chucked it on top of this deck and had some fun, pulled some nice combos, got 3 Vanguard swings instead of 2 if you hit. Then these guys came out. Oh, and Blaus were good again. Yes, for the first time in like 3 years, 4 years, Blaus were good again. Oh man, I rushed so hard to get these and to get all the support because the pinnacle of Blau is one of the most well put together decks ever. Like, okay, why do I love this deck? Its mechanics are amazing. Its artwork is some of the best in the game. Its identity is purely its own. It doesn't feel like a lesser version of something else. It doesn't feel like a copycat. It is itself. And then you look at the deck and how consistent it is. So going into the choices I made and where I did that, right? How the deck works a bit more. I'm just going to keep those in the frame because they're beautiful. This deck, outside of this, you know, you've got boom, restands. Boom, gets power and restands. Boom. Oh, look, it's a limit break deck. Look, you can push the damage to hit your limit break. This thing can hit 30k by itself. Holy shit. And then you're going to restand it? Oh. Resource. This thing, like its grade 2 partner. This thing, like its grade 2 partner there. Same skill. Push for that limit break if you need to. This thing not only perfect guards your Vanguard, but chooses a rear guard and says not only can it not be hit, targeted for skills, it can't even be hit. They can't even attack the rear guard. More resource management. More resource management. More resource management. Search. And the artwork is top notch on every single card. It is gorgeous. This deck works because of how consistent it is. Because every turn you should be averaging at a minimum, your minimum average every single turn should be 6 swings. Minimum. If your average deck attacks 3 times, this attacks 6 times. And this to me rivals, actually, I want to say it rivals Victor in terms of consistency and how fun it is. Because Victor is amazing. Victor's like the greatest height Nova Grappler's ever hit. But just, you know, what else can I say about this deck? Seriously. The way this deck works, with their skills and their skills, every single turn you're attacking with your Vanguard twice. That you're getting 5 checks every turn, which is really good. You know? And not counting their skills, you're getting 5 checks every turn for a counterblast. And, you know, discard 2. But still, discard 2 and checking 5 cards, boo-hoo, you're not losing cards. Check 5, discard 3, you're still not losing cards. You know? So it's not one of these bogus, I had to like discard 2 to get no checks. And, you know, you only get plussing 1. Even with the discard cost, you're plussing 2, 3 cards. And there's 6 draws in the deck. So you're probably going to plus harder than that. You know, you get crits on top of what you're doing. When you give a rear guard the ability to attack again with crits, or your Vanguard's attacking for a second time, and it's... Or your rear guards, I should say, because, you know, whatever. It's off the charts. This thing, oh my god, this thing with the right combo is a beast. This thing is a beast. This thing is a beast. Seriously, oh my god. I cannot sing the praises of this deck enough. I really can't. Before I get out of control, I want to show a combo in this deck that is unbelievable. Oh, okay, so I just want to show this combo off because it is too good not to show, right? So you need that thing, you need this thing, so you got boom. Like, I just want to show how this works. So let's say, just for all intents and purposes, you go into the turn on that. You know, you go into the turn like that, for example. You know, you got a card on the soul, and you have Uranus Blau. So, if you stride into this, straight away, you have to give something 5k power, just for striding, for free, by the way. You know, so you give it to him. He gets 5k of his own skill, because he strode a unit, he gets 5k. So now this is a 19k grade 2. Now, I'm going to chuck this guy down. Cool. You know, you do that, get a bit of resource. You know, you have this thing. So, because you're on Newmond, you don't need really need a booster, but you can have it there if you want. So, if you decide to call it, let's just say you could call the booster anyway. You know, just chuck that down. So, straight away, because of how the deck works, you should have 4 damage, right? So the likelihood of your opponent having 5 damage when you do this, compared to you, I'll just move this over here so you can see the damage, right, is unlikely. So these two both of these should be 9k, just sitting there, right? And if you're on Son for some reason, you know, if you're on him, just activate one of their skills, and you're on Limit Break 5. But, you know, so you're for this guy. Here's how it works. Here's how the deck works. You swing with your rear guard, right? Lots of swinging. So you got 2 attacks straight away. This already has plus 10. You know? So you've gone 18, 26. Just, like, straight away, before you've done anything. You know, you swing with that. You get your 3 cards, you know, whatever. Then you counterblast 1, chuck 2, get a grade 3 from from your hand, right at his stand. Oh my god. And now Newmon's skill, which is why it's so good, is literally stand 4 units and give them all 4k, right? 5k each. Each one gets 5k. So everything's got 5, and this skill, because it's striding or riding, because you've ridden something as well, gets an additional 10k, 5k. So this is 20k. And this is 29k on its own. Ha! And now, if you want to make the most of this deck and how it works, this is what you do. You swing with that alone, by itself. You know, 14k, you be KO. You do this, whatevs. So now you're in a position to do something amazing if it all works out. So once you swing with this, it's not going to be a big number. It's, you know, it's only like 11k. Well, you shouldn't have boosted that, but whatever. It's only like 11k. You get your 2 checks, you know, whatever they may be. This will stand straight away for a counterblast and a soul blast without anything. That'll just stand, which is why you leave this one up. If this hits, right, if this unit hits, unlikely, it's only 11k, but if it hits, you can counterblast another one to stand your 29k front row rear guard. And this also got an additional 2, plus whatever triggers you have. So now, you swing again. Like, dude, you counterblast 4, discard 2, you've had 2 Vanguard swings, 5 checks, and 6 rearguard swings. You've got an 8 attack turn with, you know, power. That's Newmond. That's what Newmond does. That's why if you can hit Newmond, oh my god. And if you don't hit Newmond, you don't hit the same levels of power. But if you go over Mond instead of Newmond, he attacks, counterblasts, and stands everything anyway. And then you can do the same thing and stand him up again. And you have the same thing where if he hits, you stand him as well. It's too good. Well, sorry, no. You don't lose it. But the Numond, if you ride on Numond, this thing is a powerhouse. It is scary how good this deck can be when it's all cylinders firing. Between consistency, artwork, mechanics, feel, this deck for me is right up there as one of the best decks in the game, just because of how fun it is. I know it's not a top tier deck. It never was, which is a little bit sad because I feel like it was, like one change away from being there. I reckon if this, as in general, if this had a power base increase of like 5k, honestly, if I'm being perfectly honest, if it had a power increase of 5k, it would have been so much stronger. Being able to go from like a 20k column to a 25k column every turn, that one difference on rearguard power would have made all the difference. And I think, for me personally, this deck is marginally, like just below Victor in what it can do. Because this deck, if you do it correctly, if you're doing this every single turn, which is why you only play these and not Galaxy and stuff, this deck hits more attacks on average than Victor does. Like, holy crap. Seriously, like, and Victor's amazing. Like, seriously, Victor is amazing. But Victor has a problem where it can be where you do this in your first turn and you've used all your counterblast and all your soul getting stuff. You start the next turn with one counterblast, one soul available, before you've done any resourcing. And if you're in a bad position, if you don't have any of the resourcing available, which is, really bad position, it's really hard to do stuff. Because if you flip the Dog and Titan with him, you Soul Blast, now you have 2 counter charge, but you have no soul. If sometimes you have to stall in Victor by like using this thing or something. This deck, consistently, when I use it, when I've played it, consistently, for like 4 turns in a row, will get 6, 7, 8 attacks. Consistently. And by the time you're in a position where you're and by the time you've used your Blau strides, you're like decking out anyway. It's I could just sit here and just say again and again how amazing the deck is. But I think people might be getting a little annoyed, This video is about almost 20 minutes long, and I've just spent 20 minutes talking about Blaus after releasing an almost 30-minute deck profile on the guys. But, yeah. So, if you haven't seen the deck profile, go ahead and watch it. But I would seriously recommend any Nova Grappler fan out there who hasn't tried these guys, go out, pick these guys up, and just have a field day. They are so good. The artwork is top notch. Seriously. Like 10 out of 10. Like, yeah. I got nothing else to say that I haven't already said, so thanks for watching, dudes. I really, really appreciate it if you've stuck with me through this video, my ranting and crap. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.